All right, let's jump right in. And today was an extremely interesting day because I woke up and was looking at the charts this morning and had no idea that we were getting these crazy meme stock squeezes in stocks like GameStop. And then we had the bright idea to take a look at AMC, and I could not believe how well it was set up technically. And I said in the Discord server that if I just remove the ticker name, this is a no-brainer technical trade. AMC is going to 4.07, and then 4.7 is what TA says. And this is not a trade I would typically take. I usually couldn't care less about these meme stocks, but I could not believe how good this setup was. And then under further investigation, I found out that it was also very likely going to short squeeze, and there was a good chance it was even going to gamma squeeze towards $6. So I wanted to highlight this because this is just a perfect example of being an unbiased price action trader that couldn't care less about the ticker and couldn't care less whether we're trading higher or lower. We're simply just looking at a setup that is too good to pass up. And if we jump over to the AMC chart today and just look at this thing, this happened exactly what we were expecting, which was that we were going to get this bull breakout and then start running higher towards 4.7 with the chance that we were going to start gamma squeezing towards $6, and the high of the day was right around 588. So this was just one of those sound technical trades that just came out of nowhere in the Discord server today, and this is exactly what I tell you if you want access to my intraday updates, which includes my technical analysis and my trade ideas. That's going to be in the Stock Channel Discord server, and you can find out how to join that by clicking on the link in the description of this video. All right, so jumping back over to SPY, we were only up 0.01% today, so a very flat day, but overall we are tracking the path that I drew on the arrow, is that we would come higher here towards the new all-time high price target at 525, and then above that we're going to new all-time highs in the 530s. And we do have a jam-packed week full of economic data, which while I don't necessarily think the economic data itself is going to be important, that is always going to be a catalyst for high volume trading, and high volume trading does a damn good job moving price. So do expect price to continue to move higher, with the direction likely being to the bullish direction because we have a bullish trend, and in a bull trend we're expecting price to continue to push higher over time. So unless something in that data is absolutely unexpected, which I severely doubt that's going to be the case, expect price to continue to climb higher this week. With that being said, continue to manage your risk above this breakout right around 519 to 520, and if we break below that, there is a good chance we will come back down towards 512 to 513. So if you're a bull that doesn't want to take on a lot of risk, simply get risk off if we break down below 519. But while we're above 519, I'm looking for 525 and then a push into the 530s. On the Nasdaq 100 triple Qs, we were up 0.23% today. So again, following the path of this arrow very well. And once more, I told you in SPY, I don't think the economic data is going to bring us off of this path, so I fully expect to see the triple Qs trading up here right around 448 this week. With that being said, you can always manage your risk above the breakout at 442, and if we break below 442, that's going to be a risk-off indication that we could be going to 436 to 434. However, I expect the bulls to continue to push higher, so look for those higher price targets, and if we break 448, I have the brand new all-time high price target up there at 453. On the Dow Jones, we were down 0.18% today, and we did hit the price target at 395. We were outside the Bollinger Band, so we're really just cooling down, and as long as we have this bull trend with price action above all these moving averages, we're likely pushing to that brand new all-time high at 400, but we will need to break through the previous all-time high right around 398. So watch 398 and 400 and stay bull as long as we're above 391 or the rising 5 EMA on the daily chart. On the Russell 2000 IWM ETF, we were up 0.21% today, and we did get an inside trading day, which is exactly what you would expect to see before economic data, and the economic data for inflation is a lot more sensitive on the small cap names, so in the small caps, just stay bull above 203 and get risk off below it. Below 203, we could fill the gap at 200, and if we continue to push higher within this bull trend, we're looking for 207 and then 210. On the ARKK ETF, we were up 2.91% today, and we did close above 44, but we still have a downtrend, and we do have a gap to fill up here right around 45.5, and we're staying risk off as long as we're below 46, which means we could be going lower, and in order to get bullish, we need to break above 46.5. So stay risk off, which means we're looking for lower highs and lower lows until we break out to a higher high, and the next downside support will be 42.4, and then down here right around 41.7. On the VIX, we were up 8.2% today, and the VIX did spike from that lower range of support, but this is completely normal because we are getting very low VIX, and this is where the VIX has been finding support all year long. But you'll notice the market didn't really sell off just because the VIX is going higher, and that's because historically speaking, this is still a very low fear environment with a very low VIX. So VIX going higher doesn't guarantee the market needs to sell off. You have to remember these are very low VIX levels, which is still very low fear levels. Doesn't mean it can't spike higher, but I wouldn't expect it. So because we have the bull trend, I do expect the VIX to stay down here in this lower 13 zone. On Bitcoin, we're currently trading above 63,000, and the bull scenario is very close to validating because we could have this higher low bounce. We simply just need to bounce to a higher high, which is going to be that bull breakout above 65,000. Above 65,000, I'm going to become a Bitcoin bull, but while we're below it, we cannot rule out the possibility this is just a bounce into this resistance zone, and we're going to get another lower high rejection before we go to 52,000. However, I'm getting less and less bearish because the Bollinger Bands are squeezing and the bulls are showing promise here. So if the bears cannot stop the bulls from pushing through 65,000, I think it's going to be Bitcoin bulls on parade, and I think we'll be pushing higher towards 75,000 very quickly. On Nvidia stock, we were up 0.58% today, and Nvidia is still holding up above all the moving averages with the bull trend, so stay bull while we're above 877, and if we break down below 877, you can get a little more risk off for the push lower towards 862 to 857. I'm personally bullish in Nvidia, as you likely already know, and this is starting to look like a bull flag before we get ready to push higher towards that brand new all-time high between 994 and 1032. On Tesla stock, we were up 2.03% today, and Tesla is still in my buy zone, which is this zone between 167 and 173, and I do think we will come up here and fill this gap this week, which is above 177. If we can't push through that gap fill, we could still be in a downtrend, but once that gap fills and then we start to push higher and we could break 185, that should confirm our higher low is in on the daily chart, and then we're going to start pushing higher towards 207 and then 225. So you can stay bull above 167, and then if we break below 167, start to manage your risk, because this could still just be a downtrend and you don't want to continue to hold a falling knife unless you are a long-term investor. On Apple stock, we were up 1.76% today, and Apple is very closely following my arrow, which tells me that we're going to be pushing higher towards 190 and 195. However, we will need to break through this resistance zone right here between 186 and 187, so stay bull as long as we're above 181 to 182. And if we break below that support, I still think it's a buy the dip between 177 and 179. So jumping back over to the S&P 500, like I talked about in the beginning of this video, we never truly know what we are going to trade each and every day. Sometimes the best trade just falls in our lap, and today was a perfect example of that. And that is why it is nice to have a lot of cash, and it's nice to be unbiased and simply just follow whatever the chart is telling us to do. So this week, I expect there to be plenty more volatility and plenty more great trades. And if you want to know what we are trading intraday throughout the day, whatever I see come up as the price action presents itself, then that's going to be in the Stocks Channel Discord server, where you can get access to all of my intraday updates, technical analysis, as well as my trade ideas. You can find out how to join the Stocks Channel Discord by clicking on the link in the description of this video. So remember, no matter what you're doing, always remember to manage your risk. As traders, if you want to be profitable, you have to become good risk managers. So do not forget that very important lesson. And do expect plenty of fun and volatile trades this week. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.